What's going on, people? We're back, scriptly adapted with another great movie this time.
Long time no see.
To bring you,
You're doing the finger in front
the
of your face
people.
thing again.
What's the problem with the finger?
It's distracting, and
It's not distracting.
I'm afraid you're going to poke yourself.
It's who I am. I talk with my hands.
You're not Italian.
I talk with my hands.
Are you Italian? No, I told you
No.
can't be doing that, man.
Guys, listen. This is exactly kind of. It's funny I did that because it takes us to the movie that we had to watch in a way, right? And you'll understand when I say it. This film is on Netflix, streaming now, premiered on Friday. You people, right? Us people, right? I felt we were watching Kate and I's real life documentary on. It's nothing like it.
Not that bad.
It was nothing like that.
No.
People. Nothing like that.
No.
But you people. Netflix film came out, directed by Kenya Barris, the creator, writer, producer of Blackish, Mixedish, Grownish. Is there more issues?
By the way, Kenya,
no more
what
issues.
happened to Mixedish?
I know, man. I was a fan of Mixedish, man. I thought it was good, you know?
I did too.
But yes, Kenya Barris directs a film, You People.
This was his film directorial debut.
I believe this was his directorial debut.
Just for film, but he's directed for TV. Right?
I believe he's director for TV. Great cast, right?
Yeah.
And when you look at the names, Nia Long, Eddie Murphy,
Jonah
Hill,
Lauren
London, David Duchovny, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I mean, it was
decent.
It had some star power behind it, the connections, you know what I'm saying? But in a nutshell, Kate, in a nutshell, I thought You People was good. And that's in my middle tier. Like, it's not on my high tier, it's not on the low tier, it's right in the middle. Good, right? Like the like it, love it, gotta have it from Cold Stone.
I was gonna really like crap on your tier system.
I put it in the love it.
But when you said that,
like it, love it.
Yeah,
I put it in the love it sign.
Gotta have it is the biggest.
That's
what it's like it, love it, gotta have it.
Like it, love it.
So it's not a gotta have it.
Not a gotta have it.
You gotta if we were still buying Blu-rays, you would go to like FYE and buy a Blu-ray.
Would I buy the Blu-ray? Is that what you're asking?
Or coconuts.
I would not buy the Blu-ray. But I would definitely watch it on network television if there was no streaming or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But because we have streaming, it's on Netflix. I will watch it again, possibly.
You will not watch it.
No, I won't watch it again. I'm not going to watch it again. But no, not because it was bad, guys. But because
it was a one-time watch.
It was a one-time watch. I looked at some technical things, Kate. Like Kenya Barris's directing style, not my flavor.
But it was nothing. It was nothing outstanding.
Yeah, the hard cuts. There were some hard cuts when they were in the car.
Excuse me.
Right when they're in the car and they meet for the first time, they get in the car, they drive off. And
That's not all that happened.
They talk a little bit, but there's nothing in between that. They just jump right into now they're dating. Right? It's just the slight stuff.
I don't think. Look, it's implied, right?
It bothered me.
Okay, this is how I look at it. You have a story. You know what the foundation and the premise of the story is by just watching the previews. So sometimes parts of the movie don't have to be explained.
True.
It's implied. First of all, they had at least a good 5 to 10 minute diatribe about how she thought that he was racist already because he thought that all black people looked alike.
Right.
And they went back and forth about that. So once they established it and she realized that he had a good point, the Uber driver did actually look like her, then they realized, okay, she was still a little nervous, but they drove off together. And then what do you want them to do?
Give me I don't need a whole gamut of something, but I need a little montage of their arc. No, there was nothing like that.
After they sat down in the restaurant on their first date, then it showed how they spent time together and then they were under the covers and he played one of my favorite songs.
See, now that scene I actually really liked.
I can't remember the song.
Because it was a honest.
It was a song.
It was the song doesn't matter. It was an honest.
Matters to me.
It was an honest, truthful. I am going to be 100% transparent with you kind of mode.
But see, that's the premise of the film. It's really not about Jonah Hill and Lauren London's character. The family. The crux of the movie was about the family dynamics of two families that are just living in two completely different worlds.
Black Muslim and Jewish. That's a hard.
It makes our relationship look like cake. Just saying.
Listen, if Kenya was to choose any extreme
he went all the way to the other side.
Ethnicity or religion based or anything.
Is Kenya Muslim?
I'm not sure. But to put in this movie as like his study of what he's going to write about, I mean, you can pick two of the most opposite to try to write about, right? And he did a great job in creating giving you funny knowledge about each group.
Well, he does that in
he does that
shows.
Blackish, right?
Yeah.
And also giving you just the things that each group still struggles with in history in history, like the Holocaust and slavery, right? And who had it worse. Like, that was a very interesting conversation at the dinner table.
He had the history be part of their dinner conversation, which I thought was really cool. It was very subtle, very well done, but I liked that scene a lot. It was very uncomfortable. It made me cringe. It made me feel like I was sitting there.
It did show you how awkward a conversation like that could go.
I don't think we ever had conversations that awkward, did we?
Not that awkward, no.
Some awkward ones, but not that bad.
I don't think we had awkward
No,
Not
it was
really.
Not
really. But for instance, guys, listen. The film is an hour and 57 minutes. That could have cut down to at least an hour 35
really
easily.
Could have.
The Jonah Hill and Kenya Barris both wrote this film together, and you could definitely get that vibe because if you've seen Jonah Hill's films and know his comedy, and if you've seen anything that Kenya Barris has done, you understand where they're coming from. It wasn't laugh out loud funny. It was a couple like or like
should I do
those were the moments.
Follow-up emoji? Is this going to be like a recurring thing? Should I do like follow-up emojis?
I don't know. Maybe you should. But I listen, it wasn't laugh out loud funny. Eddie had some decent lines. Who would you say was the funniest though? Who was the funniest?
Oh, definitely Jonah Hill. I found his character was hysterical. It was the way he delivered lines. Yes. And it was interesting as the movie went on because, when the movie opens, you think he's like self-conscious. I mean, not self-conscious, but he's like conscious, right?
Yeah.
AKA for you young folks, woke.
Woke. You should put like a big woke thing right there.
Conscious. But then you see that it was just interesting to see, and I think Kenya and Jonah did a very good job at this, that there were still aspects of Jonah Hill's character that was completely and totally not conscious and kind of oblivious.
And same thing with Lauren London's character too. There were parts of her character who wasn't truly open to.
No, but that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. I mean, like, Jonah Hill's character, it wasn't about him being open. It was about the fact that his character, like, was in touch, right? Mm-hmm. With people from a different race and maybe people from different religion. And you could tell in the beginning they set that tone because you saw how different he was even from his family and his other Jewish friends in the temple and synagogue, right?
The film as a whole was good, right? Because I think a lot of families and people should see something like this, especially if you are in a possible interracial relationship, not necessarily black or white, but any type of relationship where you're trying to learn each other's cultures, right? There's cultural
and
differences.
Religious differences
and
too.
religious differences, right?
Yeah.
And this is the crux of Kenya's creativity comes from, right? Like from all of his shows that he's produced and made, right? It was good. I just, there were certain aspects of it where I was like, okay, it's running a little long. It kind of felt like it was dragging. Not the greatest performances. I listen.
That bad.
I love Lauren London.
She was not that bad.
She didn't hit it for me.
No, Megan Good is more cringeworthy. Sorry, girl.
She didn't hit.
Megan,
why you got to bring Megan into this?
Because you brought her up earlier, but we were
but it wasn't
on
on camera to the
people.
people.
But Megan, look, girl, you're not bad. But
Megan ain't bad.
Lauren, look,
she ain't bad.
I watched it and it wasn't like. When you're watching someone and you're like, oh, this is really cheesy. Like, she was not.
No, she wasn't that.
She was not.
It was just like, it was more like.
Her acting was not bad.
She could have delivered it a little different. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe something like that, right? She could. I didn't believe her. Here's the thing. I didn't believe Jonah and Lauren were in a relationship.
Okay. It's fair to an extent. I will give you that to an extent. But like I said to you earlier, as we were also preparing for the show, wasn't that also, you think that maybe might have been a subtle touch from Kenya too in terms of directing style, because that sets the tone for because it's almost like, let me put it to you like this: when a show's filmed a certain way and it fits the genre or the theme of the movie, it's the same thing. Like that tone, maybe they did that on purpose to say like, hey, it was kind of fast how they fell into a relationship with each other. And then it was like, they may have run across these issues even if their families had gotten along.
Right.
So that's the point, is we don't really know each other like this. So maybe like they were trying to fake it till they made it. I do think they loved each other, but I don't.
You know what would have been cool, Kate?
It was awkward.
I think I'd rather have seen this movie in a short 8-episode type of thing.
Interesting.
I feel that it felt more of a mini-series / special series or whatever you want to call it than a full feature film.
Okay.
I think it would have done better for Kenya's directing and writing, and I think it would have been better for even the acting and performances and the believability on.
Not with a star-studded cast like that, though.
But no,
I can't see Eddie.
You could do it. Of course, you could do 8 episodes.
No, he can, but he's not.
Of course, you can.
When you have people like him and Julia Louis-Dreyfus and David Duchovny and Nia Long, they're more like movie, like listen, 2 hours. You pop them in.
The vibe is major stars doing these type of shows now, right? 8 episodes. That's now a season all of a sudden. I remember when seasons were 23 episodes, right? 30 episodes, right? But now 8 episodes constitutes a full season. Come on, man. You give Eddie Murphy a full 8 episodes, right? Knock these out and chop them into blocks of like their experiences as a couple and a family. I think I probably would have gravitated it or gave it just a little more. I think that's Kenya's bag. I thought it was good.
Bad. It wasn't worth all the hype, though.
Definitely not worth all the hype.
Sorry,
I wish it was a little more laugh out loud. I think I was expecting that. But knowing Kenya and his style from, just watching his stuff, his style is more like, I'm going to teach you a little something, throw in some comedy. I'm going to make you feel uncomfortable, but I'm going to make you sort of laugh and chuckle at this awkward thing. Like that's his style from what I get from all the shows.
Oh, but definitely.
Listen, you people better watch You People on Netflix. Give Kenya some love. He's directing now. Yeah. Jonah Hill some love. They wrote and collabed on this thing. Mm-hmm. Again, it was entertaining. It was
kind of a genius collaboration.
It was entertaining.
I do look
probably was looking for something else, or I don't know. Who knows? My mind is always somewhere else. But definitely watch it. It's on Netflix now, guys.
Check it out.
Later.